Miss Kitty. Hello, Americans. Another friends and subscribers around the world. Back for a little morning coffee chat. Snowed last night. Not a lot, man. It was just a skip. Actually, when it started snowing, it was fairly early in the evening, man. And we thought, uh-oh, here it comes. But turned out it was only pretty much skip's probably, what, an inch out there?
Yeah, it's real dry, light.
My mom actually texted me a picture, and heck, they got that much down the flatlands down there. And then it's supposed to get up to 36. See, we always talk about the weather because
it's really important to us.
Yeah, very important to us when you live with the elements. But I just thought we'd do a little morning chat and just talk about stuff. One of the things for the last, well, for one thing, man, get your postcards in fast, man, because we're climbing up the, what was the count? Man, I can't even remember.
9,942.
Yeah, something like that. So I mean, man, we're getting close, man. And so get your postcards in. It might I'm just checking to see what how many we got. Ooh, 9,946. I think it was 47.
Okay.
So yeah, so we lost one. Yeah. So because they go up, we lose them. We haven't been losing quite as many as what's that comment I just made to a guy? I might have lost me one.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we're getting excited about doing the postcard.
We're getting excited. Man, I'm getting excited.
Yeah, it's been quite the build-up.
And it seems like it's just been forever.
Yeah, we really appreciate all the postcards we've gotten.
Yes. And man, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Man, I just want to get over that 10,000 mark. Yeah. And like I said, man, we're going to do the, the 10,000 drawing. Then after that, we're going to figure out something to keep on keeping on. But I was getting in touch. I don't know what in the last. And I usually don't get on, and I've had a couple of times that I ran, and these aren't, man, nothing that's irritated me or, pissed me off or nothing like that. Just the comments and, and it's our most popular video, and I was actually going to look to see what, how many views is on that.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot, man. Hundreds of thousands of views on the $50 cabin video that I did 5 years ago, or
back
over 5 years ago. Yeah, we'd been on this property for a month when I filmed that video. And it's seriously, man, it's like one of my least favorite. I mean, it's really just, I just walk around talking about the thing, or whatever. And man, we still had we had holes in the roof, this place wasn't insulated, the walls weren't insulated, you could see, I mean, we'd been here for 30 days, and all we really were doing was making us a cover, well, that one was for the sun, this one was making a cover, to keep us out of the elements, man. We had, October is when we moved on to this place, October 1st. And I built that place, and that video was filmed, I think, in about the 1st of November, or end of October.
Right in there.
And anyway, that video, man, is, I think, of all our videos, has the most views of any videos. I don't know how you put that link, but I might try to, or I'll put the link below if I don't figure out how you put it across right here or whatever. Because I don't know how to do all that fancy stuff. But anyway, man, some of the comments that we get on that video, I mean, sometimes I just delete them, man, and
move on.
Miss Kitty's tamed me down on the stuff. I just don't even comment because so many of them are not even worth commenting back. That's just fools, man. And I've said it before: is some people, what we're doing here and our lifestyle and stuff like that. Some people just don't get it. I've said it a zillion times. Either you get it or you don't. And as far as what people's that's a pot, isn't it? People's opinion of us or comments, obviously, man, you can, I mean, if you don't know, know me personally, people know me personally, I don't, man, I gotta watch my mouth, but I don't care what people think about me. I've never cared what people think about me. Obviously, we don't care what people think, or we sure the heck wouldn't be doing what we're doing and putting it on YouTube, you know. So, but anyway, some of the comments on the latest, or I think it was yesterday or whatever, you know, of course, always clean up that junk pile, or, you know, blah, blah, blah. And the last guy, you know, it looks like Sanford and Son there. And then he said, oh, I wasn't trying to offend you, but, dude, I ain't offended. You know, I don't. That's your own opinion. I'll tell you what, man, 99% of the people that would try to do this, man, like I said, told him, would perish. I mean, you can't, she said, stared at me. Am I going off, Miss Kitty? I was going to do it right after.
Your way, man.
Yeah, I was going to do it right after I read it. And she's like, you better go take a shower, calm down.
Yeah.
And I'm not worked up like mad. I just, man, it's just the dumb.
Well, I think that on that particular video, other videos too, but it'll come up in a suggested video or over on the side or something like that, where it brings in new viewers that aren't in the same mindset.
Right.
So, of course, they're going to have a different opinion and different view.
And everybody's entitled to their opinion,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, and we can't live like this without the people that live down in the city.
Yeah, I want all you people, you city dwellers, and shit, stay there, man. And keep buying all that stuff so I can buy it after you take it to the Salvation Army.
Yeah, we can't all be the same. We can't all live on the same level. So this is us, and that's you, and
yeah, cool. And it's just people, you know.
Yeah.
That, like I said, they just ain't got a clue, man. Right. Not a clue. They don't get it. They don't understand, you know, whatever, and that's fine, man. Yeah. You know, but the dumb, you know, I don't want to be calling anybody's. I mean, anybody that
naive.
Yeah, naive. They just, I mean, like I said, man, they just don't get it, and that's been going on with us for our whole lives, man. I'll tell you what, when we moved into that motorhome, you know, and took 3 kids and homeschooling our kids, man, we got criticism from everybody. Family, man, our moms, our whole family, man. We had people threatening to call health and welfare on us, you know, because it wasn't hip to be homeschooling. And now we've had people apologize to us, you know, and, man, your kids turned out so great, and da-da-da, and we homeschooled, you know. And then later on, you know, and in the motorhome and all that, and my kids all are amazing. And, you know, man, they've had life, I mean, the stuff that they experienced, you know, their favorite times as a childhood were living in the motorhome, traveling around. So, like I said, I've never cared what people think, you know. And, man, we're proud of ourselves with the way we raised our kids and the homeschooling and all that stuff, you know. We ain't some Einstein educators or anything, so we did good on that. What else? I can see it. You got something to say?
I really like that hat.
Oh, yeah, and I was going to talk about this hat, or show this, man, and a new hat is like breaking in boots, man, because right now it gives me a dang headache. And then it'll look all, you know, it'll get broke in, but it's
pretty crisp and clean right now.
This is the one my buddy Steve sent me this. He's the one that sent me the flutes and all them treasures, and snowshoes and them skulls and all that. Oh yeah, and my medicine bundle and my wolf bone chokers. Man, we got some in the van. We're gonna hang up in the van. But he sent me all this. But this one, the other one, I actually gave to Tim. I think I gave it to him for Christmas last year. Yeah, man, it was a high-end hat. High-end felt hat, or actually beaver hat, and I gave it to him because it was too small for me. I think it was a 7 1/8 or something. Man, it fits him great. And this one, man, it's the same color and everything as my other hat, but I just reshaped it last night, so now I gotta wear it so it starts forming to my head. But like I said, man, it's like putting a new pair of boots on, or a new pair of whites. But so I just wanted to, man, touch on that. You know, like I said, not going crazy about it. You know, I was going to talk about my main thing about that video and people, you know, saying stuff, wouldn't be that bad, probably, people, you know, questioning or criticizing or whatever if it was yesterday, but it was 5 years ago, man. That's the part, you know, they don't look at the date, you know. You idiot, you doing that? What the heck? I hope you got firewood. Dude, watch some other videos, you'll see, man, we live to get firewood. So it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
You know, and then, I mean, and it's, I wouldn't give it up for the, you know, for the world, man. And it's funny because the one guy was saying that, and then the next email he's, oh, I wasn't trying to criticize you. You're just living the way I'd like to live. Well, if you want to do it on a shoestring budget like we have, then all my Sanford and Son stuff that you called, which I love Sanford and Son, so that's cool, man. I like that. All that, you've got to have all that. You know, I don't. Man, it's getting tidied up. It's what do we just count the buildings? How many roofs I got out here? Yeah, 7 or 8. You know, when we came on this, there was nothing, man. You can look back at the videos, man. This was actually, there were 6-foot weeds that we hand dug out, hand pulled, man. This whole area where the cabin sits, you know, it was 6-foot weeds, just overgrowth. This place is nobody had done nothing to this place for 20-something years. And the vagabond, that's the one thing you're saying. If I had that trailer, man, I would deck it out and it'd be sitting out there and I'd live in it. And, you know, hey, man, you know, we started off as you know, kind of when the tiny house movement, you know, Lloyd Kahn and all this, man, that was actually one of the things that kind of inspired me to do videos in the first place. And our original plan, well, I guess our plan was always to build it. Because you got to have a snow shelter. You know.
Yeah.
Especially with these round roofs.
Yeah.
You know, because this rounds off at the edge and stuff like that, man. You know, you're still, I don't care if you want to pull, if you want to pull this thing, if you fix this up, it's a 1949 Vagabond, you know, man. If you got the money and, you know, you got you an old 49 Dodge or something to pull it and all that, man, all the power to you, man.
Yeah.
You know, polish it up because it's all aluminum. You know, and my plan, you know, which I got lots of plans, lots of lists, but someday, when I get this place, you know, done, because, man, we're always working on, there's not any of these buildings that are done. People are, why don't you finish? It's because out here, and then they always ask why I start with roofs. Because I'll tell you what, when you live in the elements, roofs are your friends, man. A roof is number one. So that's why I do the roof. And then I can work on it during the wintertime. I can work on it in the summer, you know, whatever. You have a roof over your head, so then you can come back and do that. And our plan with this, to go back to the Vagabond, is someday I'm going to have where I can turn the lights on the Vagabond, and basically this wall behind me, which obviously there will always be our books and stuff, but that when you walk in, and that was our whole, when we talked about, we wanted where you walked in, you're like, wow, there's hey man, making money. Where you walk in and there's you know, holy crap, man, there's a trailer, man. There's an old trailer in there. I love that, man. You know, that's our baby. And the thing that really gets people is when I tell them I got it for $200. And then I sold the stove for what, 100 or 150?
And then the lights.
Yeah, and then the lights.
It's
crazy.
Tab.
Yeah, they're crazy, man. So I have nothing into it, and you know, I just don't. You know, man, the tiny house movement, man, you can do it. That's all cool. You know, we're true believers. You know. And downsizing, obviously, man. When you have as much property, why would I want to live in a tiny house, man? So I got to have room. Actually.
Well, and also, too, we run a business.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just going to say. I've got to have the room. Yeah. Because if I didn't, you know, do what we do for a living, we wouldn't be able to live up in the middle of nowhere, you know? So that's the other thing, and that's these people. I think I know most of the times the ones that are you know, have their opinions, that's a better way of putting it, have their opinions on it or how they would do it. Like the one guy, man, if I had that, I'd fix that trailer up and I'd build a barn to put all that junk in. Well, that'd be great, man. And someday that's my plan, man, is I'd love to have me a big old barn, but you know, it takes a lot of money to build a barn. Everything here's, you know, other than the insulation and the fasteners, everything's 100% recycled and reclaimed, man.
Except for the insulation.
That's what I said, the insulation and the fasteners.
Yeah, I heard you. My mind was just...
And then I need to actually get more insulation. But anyway, so that's all I really had to. I actually had all kinds of, when I was out there getting clean, I had all kinds of things. But like I said, I mean, I ain't mad, man. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. It just blows my mind that that video has had.
Yeah, and it's like on one of our least favorite videos.
Yeah,
ever.
man, yeah, man, it just,
Yeah.
it's like I said, I just walk around, man. My beard was trimmed up weird.
It was a weird one.
Huh?
It was a strange video.
Yeah, and you're going in there, and cars coming back, I think, from work, and I mean, it's just a really, why even titled it the $50 cabin? I don't know.
Because you went over how much you had into everything.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, which it's, you know, obviously, and
More now.
actually I did another one later on and figured out that was a
cabin.
$500 cabin, you know, man, that at the time, I did only have $50 into it. And now,
Yeah.
not tons of money,
No.
but between $500 and $1,000 into it, you know, and that's all I got.
That's not too bad.
Man. Yeah, no, that's pretty dang good, you know, and then the property, man, we're on the downside. The property will be paid off in 5 years, and life is beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Life is beautiful on the homestead, other than the snow. What else are we going to touch on, Miss Kitty? There's something I was going to talk about, the $50 oh, and eBay. Let's talk about eBay for a minute. Them, slimy.
No, that just...
Yeah, and I mean, I make
policy,
you know, part of my living off
policy.
there.
Sometimes it gets you, sometimes it works in your favor, and sometimes it don't. It's just...
We just had a, man, we did everything. We called eBay, everything on it. What it was is we had, and they were 2 DeWalt 18-volt, you know, dead batteries, man. Dead, you know, to be rebuilt or refurbished or whatever. Put that right in the heading. You know, for parts, these are, you know, non-working batteries. Down in the description. The last time that we'd had a problem, eBay's, well, just make sure you always put, you know, on stuff like that, sold as is. So, man, we did the description. These are non-working for parts or to rebuild or refurbish. Sold as is, non-working. Man, okay, so we're good. So... the guy gets the batteries, sends me back a thing, and opens up a case and says,
"Item not as described."
Yeah, not as described. These batteries don't work. And I'm like, dude, you fool. So what do? We call eBay. And, well, Miss Kitty calls eBay because I don't do very good talking to them. But, so she tells the guy, you know, shows him, he looks at the thing, and he's all, oh, yeah, you guys are... man, you done everything that you should. Man, that's just buyer remorse, man. It'll never go in his favor. And last night, about the time getting ready to go to bed, they ruled in his favor, and he gets his money back. Cost me $20 for the shipping, because then they do. Oh, dude, man, they just. What is wrong with it, man? eBay needs to start paying attention to the sellers,
the buyers.
You know? No, the sellers.
Oh, well, pay attention to us, but
yeah, they always rule in the favor of the buyer. Always.
You gotta,
every once in a man, a couple of times, it actually we were like, "Wow, we won."
Yeah,
but
an irresponsible buyer is just as bad, if not worse, than an irresponsible seller.
Absolutely.
I mean, you gotta look at what you're making a purchase on. You can't just
absolutely. So now
cause the seller to lose money.
So anyway, so those batteries, they get back, you know, I'll put them out, relist them again, you know, and sell them. I mean, they're sold friggin', it just drives me absolutely bonkers. So we're going to call them, after we get done with this video, call them, and it ain't going to do no good because, oh, yeah, well, that's the way, you know, and they just go over and over, they just tell you the same thing over and over. They're just,
over and over.
Yeah, trained. And that's if you get somebody in the States. Sometimes you can't even understand them. Anyway, man, that one did irritate me. The $50 video comments, not so much. That one, and not only that, the $50 video, man, look at the revenue it brings in.
Yeah.
You know, that's just like, wow. What else you got going on, Miss Kitty?
Well, it's a water day.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, because we have, we have water all the time, but
yeah.
When we hook the water heater, because now I drain the water heater and everything. I got a heat lamp on it, and it would probably be safe, but I'm not going to
risk it.
Yeah, because actually, right as the freeze started coming along, I'd forgot one night to drain the, you know, so that little propane water heater or whatever, and I'd forgot to drain it. And not only did I forget to drain it, the heat lamp blew out. And woke up and there was chunks of ice hanging out the bottom of the, man, I was like, oh no. But man, I drank, you know, got another heat lamp, put it on there and let her all thaw out and everything, and lo and behold, it's all good. So yeah. Hallelujah, man. Still got hot showers and hot water, so that's a plus. But today we're gonna hook up because I have to drain the washing machine too.
Won't be some laundry and dishes.
It won't be long. That's the one, man. That's, you know, living this lifestyle or whatever, whether you're off grid, all that. You know, which we're just semi off grid because we do have power, obviously, and which, you know, we could have solar, but still to run, you know, especially when we have, you know, the building sprung a leak or something. The two buildings, which they're close, because I've had people ask me how far it is to the cook shack, you know, and it's just feet. It's not, you know, not bad at all.
20 steps maybe.
But yeah, but when you're heating with the wood stove, and I've got the wood stove going out there now, but we don't keep that stove going all the time because, you know, put a heat lamp on the water. And then the boards that I was carrying in yesterday that I knocked the stovepipe off is actually the material to frame in. Because I'm going to frame in a wall. Wasn't our original plan, but we're going to make a water room that will have a, you know, I want to put a propane and source. It'll have a 24-hour heat source. And, you know, it'll be more of a little box because we were going to leave it more open, but so that's all changed. So just another thing I got to get on. And what else is going on around here today, Miss Kitty?
I've got a whole lot of knives here that are on the final stages.
Sweet.
To be sent out. These ones are part of a carving set.
Going to Canada.
And then
and they're all ready.
Some of those are part of the set, and then some of the other ones there.
Some that'll be on. And
right. That'll be listed.
Yeah, and I got another set to do, so I'll be working on some knives this afternoon. Wanted to fire up the forge today, but that'll probably be tomorrow. So might do a little filming of that, but anyway, man, just wanted to, I guess that was kind of a venting thing.
Yeah, do you feel better now?
No.
Get it out. Let it go.
No, it didn't. It wasn't like I said, it wasn't bad. It's just just out of the blue. It's funny because all that stuff works like that too.
We also
in phases.
Yeah, and we also are getting new subscribers, so they've got to get to know us.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I guess if they stumbled on the $50 cabin video or whatever.
Right.
So, I mean, that's not the first video. If you go to our thing, it's like the first video you see. So I don't know how all that works, you know. And then, oh man, what's that crap called? That this internet crap.
Net neutrality.
Yeah, net neutrality. Man, that's man, we've been reading into it and stuff. Man, it's
complex.
Yeah, well,
situation.
Yeah, it's very confusing which way to go on it and stuff like that. The old Garage Flips was on. It was freaking out about it yesterday and stuff, you know, and man, we've been really watching it, and I'm not sure that where we're at on, you know, obviously I don't want anybody controlling and telling me, you know, controlling what I can watch and all that.
Or to give somebody the power to, you know.
So I don't want to get all political and stuff like that.
Right, to censor anything.
But the way that we get the things that we've been reading and stuff, is the way that we actually get our internet, and it says right in the thing. So man, we're just like, oh my gosh, what the heck?
Right.
Is because they did that 2 years ago, and the way that we actually get our internet service
has benefited from the action taken 2 years ago.
Right. So we've actually benefited from it because before It was costing us between $130 and $200 a month
for limited
access, and now we have endless, or not, or whatever it's called,
unlimited.
Oh, I'm all fancy crap. But so now we have unlimited, you know, and we throw it from a phone. So what we were reading into, we have that because of that. So it's very...
There's so much to learn when something like this goes on. It's hard to find your opinion if you don't have all the information.
No.
So, and it's hard to find the information if it's not readily available.
Yeah. Which we've been reading, and I mean, we've been watching YouTube videos on it, and reading and all that. So So it's really hard to say what side of the fence you're on if you don't have all the information. And the one part that we're saying, I mean, and that's what they're actually promoting, a lot of it. But you know that there's always those money hungry, rich asses always. Oh yeah, give it to me, give it to me. You know, it's all about the money. Everything's always about the money.
And then the other side tries to play on the fear, make the people afraid that they're going to lose something. And then they'll be against it. So it's hard to make your opinion.
So we're kind of going back and forth because, man, the last, you know, we haven't even had it a year. And
it's changed our lives.
Oh, it's changed our lives, made life. So now we watch, you know, we can watch Netflix. We can, you know, watch your guys' YouTube videos, man. Yeah, totally changed our lives.
We don't have to worry about how much time we spend on the internet, being that we make our money on the internet.
Yep. Man, I mean, that's, if you have been watching us for a long time, you remember when we had limited data, man, and to have to go back to that would, man, I'd flop.
Yeah. Well, when we did have to go back to it, because when we were down in the city, we had, of course, unlimited. Moved up here, and it was like going back to dial-up. Yeah. Yep. You guys remember dial-up. Holy crap.
Yeah. So, man... You know, man, we're gonna keep reading and all that on it, man. But it's a big deal, man.
Yeah, it is a big deal, you know? And it's important.
And it's gonna affect people either way, no matter what the heck happens. You know, and always gonna have the rich people, freaking, you know, the money people, getting in there.
Yeah, and I've got other. I don't know if I really should go into all that, but okay. So you had your cable bill.
You're gonna say it.
And you had your internet bill, and so you had to pay both of them to have access to your favorite movie channel or something, right? So they get rid of the cable service and you pay $5 extra. Well, you've just saved yourself
$100, $50, $100.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what's better.
So we'll keep you.
I don't know.
Reading on, you know, and yeah, and it may turn out that you folks in the cities and stuff like that, you know, and like Lonnie, he's down in Louisiana and, you know, uses everybody goes through one cable company, which is a monopoly. You know, goes through one cable company and all that to get it. And just like the Flatlands, man, the Cable One down there, and they're jerks, man, to deal with.
Well, they know that they got you.
And up here in the county up here, you know, in the city, we can't get it on. Well, I went rounds with them about that because they were trying to get an easement when there's already a box on my... I won't even go into that.
Yeah.
But they've got a monopoly, and they won't let Cable One or anybody run lines. And there's that other company out of Weezer, but they won't use them. Them are our power poles or whatever, and so they've got the monopoly, and they're holding on with both hands.
Yeah. So. Well, that was the other thing, researching the information on net neutrality, is that it talked about broadband. Everything was broadband. Well, we don't have broadband.
Yeah.
That would be like Cable One or a local company, but we have... cellular. So I don't know if we're affected the same way as somebody receiving broadband does. I don't know. Too much to learn.
So that was your venue?
I don't know if it was a band. I was just sharing.
Just sharing, man, and it's definitely something to check in. Don't be getting all crazy serious.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, Miss Kitty. Wow, that's a cool bun thing you got there. That's pretty cute. So, man, that's So I guess we're talking politics and venting and criticism and it always boils down to the people with the money or
got the power.
Yeah, got the power. You know, the same with man.
But they'll only do if you let them. I mean, look at us.
Yeah.
We're not.
Yeah, they don't power me. I had one gal send me a. It was on the $50 cabin video. I don't know what, man. The last 2 days I've just been getting a lot of comments on the $50 cabin video and. The one gal was They let you homestead up
No, they
there?
let you live off grid.
They let you live off grid up there? And I was all, let me? I don't believe.
You're only as free as you think
this
you are.
This is America, man.
Yeah.
You know, let me, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's the other thing about the, you know, going back to that $50 cabin and all that, man, is some of the comments, you can tell they're just total yuppies, you know, with money, you know, man, I won't mention any names, but some of the homestead videos that you watch on YouTube, man, they just have bought themselves into this off-grid luxury, you know, and then jump in there, man, all of a sudden they're living the, you know, running around in their little skirts and...
You should live like I do.
You should live like I do. All I got to worry about is gardening. Yeah, well, you should have moved on it when it was a bare piece of land so you could be out there building it. Anyway, man, I better stop now. Why I still have a YouTube channel. What? Oh, well, it's true. Yeah. Money can't buy happiness. It buys everything else.
Yeah.
But to us, we're richer than any of you folks with a lot of money. So, happiness, love. So, man, I'm leaving. Good Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise. If they let me back on here, we'll check in again tomorrow.